Yeah. Tell us when we're ready.
Ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As a way of respecting, honoring, and creating awareness about our past, we begin our village board meetings by acknowledging that New Paltz is on the ancestral land of the Muncie, Esopus, and the Nauvoo people. Please, check out our agendas and minutes and join us in finding new ways to support Indigenous communities. And there's some suggested links below. And I know that Stana shared right before this meeting some other links to add. So I hope we add those for the next meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You want me to read out what they are now or no? I guess not.
I don't have anything to modify on either the consent or business agendas. I move that we accept the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Do you have anyone who wants to make announcements?
Yes, Family of New Paltz is always looking for donations. They take in-season clothes as well as cash donations. And if you are able to be a recurring donator, that would be awesome. Family really needs as much help as they can get to help folks in our community. So you can give a call over there anytime they're open, or pop in when they're open to donate.
Are there announcements from the board?
I have a couple. So on behalf of the organizers of the Really Free Market, they're out camping without me. I promised I would share a little bit about that since we just approved the dates in our parks for the market to occur. So it's a market where people can come and bring their unwanted items and give them away for free. And anyone who wants to is welcome to come by, browse people's collections, and take what they wish. Everyone is allowed to be a vendor as long as you stay with your items, so that when the market's over, you can take your things that were not scooped up by others. And the concept of this, really free market, it has to do with like the intersection of sustainability and, looking at economics as well. And it's great for like the environment. It's great for our closets. It's great for our wallets. So those are coming up on July 22nd, August 19th, and September 23rd from noon until 5 p.m. Over in Hasbrook Park. Also would like to let everyone know that drug test strips are available for free at a couple locations throughout the community. Over at Family of New Paltz, at the youth program, the community fridge, and the community center. I remember scooping some up when I went to go vote, early vote. Narcan and other harm reduction services are available to anybody in Ulster County, anywhere in Ulster County, thanks to Ellenville Regional's Project Rescue Program. They'll even deliver things to you. So you can text ERH Rescue to 21000, and they can hook you up with Narcan, harm reduction supplies like test kits, NARC kits, sex kits, stuff like that. So check them out. Save that number. Save this number also, Never Use Alone hotline, 1-800-484-3731. And we have Narcan trainings available always online through our community program. You can head over to the website opioidpreventionnp.org and basically do the training right there, and they'll deliver the materials to you. And of course, our free food fridge is always open right outside Village Hall here at 25 Pletic Hill Avenue. There's been frequently needs for contributions the past couple of weeks. So if you are able to, cook up some extra food or purchase some extra food, check out millionsofbutterflies.org/free-food-fridge to follow the guidelines and help out if you can. And lastly, volunteers are always needed for all our different things here in the village, but I just wanted to shout out Landlord-Tenant Relations Council in particular could use a few new volunteers, as a few of our current ones are being displaced because of the housing crisis.
Any other announcements on the board?
I just want to announce that the Patrick Julius Tobin Flusser Economic and Social Justice Scholarship, we're going to extend the deadline to mid-August. I'll be putting an announcement out to our usual sources. We're expanding that scholarship to include people already, students already enrolled in a program, a college program, so you can be a freshman to a senior. And if you're pursuing a career in social and economic justice, you're a candidate for applying. And as I say, I'll be making an announcement about that idea.
I had one question about that. If someone had previously gotten scholarship from us and they're still working towards their thing, have we considered whether we would give them a second scholarship, or is it only one person?
Yes, you're allowed to receive one scholarship.
That's what I figured. Just wanted to make sure. And since people are probably wondering why I'm wearing a mask. My husband tested positive for COVID. We're taking all precautions. I'm a nurse. So what I'm going to put out to everybody is that COVID tests are available at Town Hall, at the Police and Court Building, 24/7. The Community Center, when the Community Center is open, I believe we still may have some here at Village Hall. Yes, we do. And the youth program. I believe that's it, but there may be one other place that I'm not thinking of.
They do keep appearing in the free food fridge, but they go fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
And one more thing. One of our officers with the Town of New Paltz Police Department will be retiring, and there will be a walking out ceremony on Saturday, July 22nd at 3 p.m. if you'd like to take part.
who's retiring?
I am not good at remembering names at this moment. I have it somewhere in my notes that are not with me. I apologize. I'll look right now and see if I can figure it out.
Any other announcements? So for this public hearing, the proposed local law regarding handicap, so was that opened, or?
Yes, you need to open that tonight.
We're opening it tonight for the first time.
Yes, in the public hearing.
I move we open the public hearing for amending the handicap parking spaces.
Okay.
All in favor?
Uh,
Any public comments about this proposed legislation? I move that we close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to move the consent agenda.
We did that already.
Did we?
I thought we did, didn't we? Or was it
We
just the
accepted
agenda?
it.
I don't think we moved that.
Okay, we'll move it again. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So then let's go to the first item on the business agenda. Do we have a visitor here online?
Yes,
Hi, you want to tell us your name and tell us a little bit about the Festival of Colors?
yes, my name is Malini, and I'm from California. I just moved to New York 3 years ago, and I'm part of a retreat center in Ellenville, and I've been doing dance festivals, music and dance festivals around the coast, West Coast mostly, and on some of the East Coast. And now that I live here, I just felt inspired by New Paltz and just its mood and diversity. I love this space, and I think it would be great to have a similar festival, which I've been a part of in other places there. It's called a color festival, meaning it's coming from the original Holi festival from India. So it's an Indian-based festival on spring where people throw colored powder, cornstarch-based powder with food-grade dyes, cosmetic-grade dyes, and you throw it in the air, you throw them at each other, and it's a really family-friendly, pet-friendly event with live music and food and dance, interactive dance. I'm a dancer, so I'll teach some Indian dance styles. And yeah, it's a fun day, and I think New Paltz would love it, and I hope you guys will agree. Yeah, and I'm here with Travis, who's also going to be helping set up. He's more the knowledgeable on how the mechanics of all the setup works, and I'm on more the artistic end. So yeah. Do you have any questions?
How many folks in the festival will be participating, and how many guests do you anticipate drawing?
Well, I hope that if it's something that everyone enjoys, it would be an annual thing. So I can't really say how many would come, but I would say a few hundred would come, I think. And in terms of our volunteer base, it's about 20, 30 volunteers, I think. And then from there, whoever comes. Yeah.
Okay, and it's open to the public.
Yes.
There's no expense.
No, there's no expense except the colors there's a color booth. So if people want to buy colors to have that experience, they can. And we will be applying for a peddler's permit for the food. But in terms of the entertainment and just being there, that would be free entrance, free admission.
Sounds good. Any questions from our board?
Couple of questions. So you wanted to do it in Hasbrook Park. Why not doing this at the time of year when it is traditionally done? I don't understand why not do it during Halloween.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Unfortunately, in upstate, it's not the same weather as it is in India in March. Normally, it's done in March, and it's snowing. And usually in India, when we do it, it's very hot at that time. And also, it's more than just the spring festival. The spring festival represents removal of negativity. There's a lot of spiritual elements to it, and diversity, unity and diversity with all the colors. So there's many significances of it, and I feel it's just a very good motif across the board for like celebrating that. And I've done it all over America, and it's been very successful and really fun. So yeah.
Well, I wish I was not going to be away that day because it sounds really awesome.
Any other questions from the board?
I'm just gonna check in with my friend who's Indian and ask her, just because I want to see if that's okay with her to do it at a different time of year and to be using her.
Right. Well, I'm also from Indian background as well, and I know it can be maybe mixed feelings for some who are just used to that. But most of the time, when I have South Asian families come, they're always really happy to join. But yeah, please check in with your friend. It's just because, like I said, we're using the motif of it more than just celebrating spring. It's more what it represents. So I just want to be clear on that.
Donna, are you suggesting we hold off on voting?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just jump ahead to our next agenda item, and we'll, what?
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to explain to them that we're jumping ahead to our next agenda item, and then we're going to wait to hear from Stana's friend before we vote.
I mean, I know new people, but I'm checking in.
Are we hoping that response comes before the end of this meeting? Was that the
She'll respond to me.
idea?
Yeah, that's what I was anticipating.
Okay.
I guess worst case scenario, we could vote at the next meeting too. But I mean, my unofficial feedback is it sounds like a nice event.
It absolutely sounds wonderful. I have to check in and make sure people aren't, I don't feel comfortable not checking with those people. I just don't.
Okay, so I'm going to jump ahead to the Momentum Fund, which is a grant application opportunity. Max, do you want to join us at the table?
Waiting all night.
So our board is super familiar with the fact that on numerous occasions, we've tried to chase down grant money via our representatives in Congress, via water and sewer grant programs administered by New York State, and we have been unsuccessful to receive funding to update the sewer pump station that is near Montague and North Chestnut Street. And we also think it would be very helpful if New Paltz connected the water main on North Chestnut with the dead end that is on Huguenot Street to create a loop for that water main to improve the quality of the service and reliability. We already received grant money to update the water main from Main Street to Bosse's. So that project will happen, but this would really improve service for the Duzine School, the neighbors, as well as a couple of projects that are currently before our planning board. So what we did based on a read of this new York State grant opportunity called the Momentum Fund is we reached out to the developers who are in the midst of having their applications reviewed by the planning board, because they're the project where the developer is known as Trail Link, that is in the old Gateway property. So they're proposing 51 units with 61 parking spaces. And then the former Agway spot that Max Kimlin's team is developing, and that is known as KES Chestnut Properties. Both of those would be served a whole lot better with updated water and sewer infrastructure. So our read of this Momentum Fund opportunity is that if it was a grant application from a public-private partnership, it might be received more favorably by the grantors. So we have invited Max here as a representative of those two entities, and it's basically a 3-entity public-private partnership grant application that we would be submitting. Did I leave anything out, Max? I mean, you're here to show us, your seriousness about this project. And I think what's interesting about these projects, because New Paltz is super unique in that we have an affordable housing law. So both of these projects would be subject to that affordable housing law. So for the Trail Link project, there would be, of the 51 units, 6 of them would be affordable, and with the KES project, 68 units, 7 would be affordable, and then that would be administered and overseen by the village's affordable housing board. What else did I leave out?
Nothing. I think it's definitely just that I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Max Kimlin. I've lived here forever. I own a propane company, and that's basically what I do. Our project that I'm doing now is at Agway, and I think it's like a really great opportunity because I'm a local person. I understand all the problems that Tim has with getting the money to fix these things, and I think that I have a really great opportunity right now to get the state to actually help us pay for a lot of the things that I see complaints about: the water lines, the sewer systems, any of this stuff. So really, I just need you guys' help and your support as we apply for this and do the grant process, writing letters or whatever else we need, and going for this money, which is going to help a lot. So yeah.
Well, it's definitely appreciated, especially by someone who has served on the town planning board, is now a village board member and lives up the block.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions from our board members? Hey, Nick, did you want to chime in?
Just to say, Mayor, that, I'm here on behalf of Trail Link. Scott Arnold could not be here tonight, but again, we are, just as Max said, we are wholeheartedly behind this application, and we're working actively with Max and his team and the folks at Baxter Development to prepare this and get this submitted so we can try not only to help these two projects, but to help the district overall. We think it's a great opportunity and we're happy to participate in it. And we look forward to getting this application submitted at the end of the month and moving these projects through the planning process and hopefully breaking ground soon on them.
And is this application, does it have the same deadline that every other grant application that we're working on right now on the 28th?
It's July.
Yes, I
28th.
believe that's correct.
Cool.
Is this,
Um,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Just in general, because like I know with this one, it's one of the newer ones, and so they had it like the 150 broken into two categories. But this whole concept to me reads as like both categories. Are we just kind of going for it all?
What do you mean both categories?
So they're like splitting it up to like one part is for mixed use like projects, and then the other is for essential infrastructure projects.
See, my reading of this, and also having spoken with someone who's very successful at receiving grant money from New York State and the federal government, who is a housing developer, is that they don't feel that this grant opportunity is right for them. And that's why, to me, this seems like it's an especially unique opportunity for our combined initiative, where it's housing and infrastructure together. And, because we've rezoned the North Chestnut Street corridor for mixed use, and because we need to simultaneously update the pump station and improve service for water over that way, I do think that we're checking off those boxes. I think that's what's hopefully going to resonate with the grantors at the Mid-Hudson Regional Economic Development Council.
The team that I'm working with is Baxter Builders, and you probably know them from Dutchess County side, but we've already started this application process, talked to a lot of people. We've already worked with the grant writers to put together most of this, and they like you said, they're very confident that because of the not only having the infrastructure but also the housing portion of it, that this is like a super. We have a great chance of getting this. So,
well, I think that every time we apply for any grant, and we regularly don't win awards, so I don't want to count any chickens too early, but it does seem like we are a viable, formidable candidate to be considered.
Yeah, that was kind of my take, is like that, even though the way it looks like it's described, it feels like we're like the middle of the Venn diagram, like with this, of the two buckets, like they're not separate for us.
Well, because we have created a consortium of housing and commercial space developer with the municipality who's responsible for water and sewer utilities. So hopefully they see that as the ideal applicant. And we like the idea that we're working together, and the Trail Link and the KES teams are kind of spearheading the grant writing. So it's one less task that we have to do in July.
I like
So
that
that's
too.
nice.
Yeah.
And it's the award is, if it is, the minimum award is pretty sizable. I think projects have to be $5 million, and the grant award is 2.5. So, the rough estimates, based on recent estimates that we have used for this pump station, based on our engineer, it's between $400,000 and $500,000 for the pump station, and then the loop is north of $800,000. But, that's kind of a moving target because we're
Yeah.
basing that on our engineers' probable cost estimates, as well as how much projects have been costing based on bids. But, you don't know until you create bid docs and put them out. But, the project will also include lots of renewable features that both buildings will need. So it'll be very easy to, I think, identify important features that New York State would want to see in a project like this, in terms of like NYSERDA goals and climate crisis goals, as well as making sure that we have dependable utilities. So we have a resolution here that's just saying that our board is in support of this application,
The only
this
last
joint
thing
app.
Consider bumping it to 10 affordable units or more. That's the only thing I'll say. I know you have to,
That's
Like,
me,
you
yeah,
know,
me,
money, but I gotta throw it
me
out.
and Eric have to talk.
gotta throw it out there. Just consider it. But love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I'd like to move that we adopt the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody seconded that one.
Yeah, we all seconded.
Say it in unison.
And in that, thank you. You're
Thank you.
free to continue to.
Is Trisha coming? Do we know? Okay.
So the next item on our agenda, we have a resolution authorizing the mayor to prepare and submit an application for the 2023 New York State Water Infrastructure Improvement Act funding. So this is the one that we apply every single time a round is made available. We've received one award out of 5 applications. This will be our 6th at bat to try to receive WIA funding. So pretty straightforward stuff. Just replace some of those old water mains that are probably leaky and we're wasting water or have tuberculated material inside. So when they get jarred, we end up with brown water, and then Facebook gets really mad. And then we tell everyone to flush the water, and it's not fun, and that's really our only solution while we're dealing with old water mains. So I'd like to move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. This
And
resolution, by the way, can I just say, I want people to read it because it's important to remember, like how old our system is, and the cast iron pipe of unknown age part to
Okay.
me speaks loudly. Anyway, moving on. So old.
And the next item is the water meter law that we've been discussing at the last several meetings. So we wanted to review the EAF because we need to determine its classification and declare its action under seeker. So based on the information analysis, this will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. So I would like to go ahead and move our EAF review. All in favor?
Aye.
And well, I move that we adopt the law. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. And then sewer district 6. So there are sewer districts outside of the village, and sewer district 6 serves the hamlet of Ohioville. I think it's about 40 properties. And I believe the permit is for up to 15,000 gallons of capacity per day. So we created a resolution to show the town board support that they're going to, and we did this in 2019. They received planning money to try to come up with ways to address the fact that things needed to change at sewer district 6. So now they're going to apply for construction money to connect sewer district 6 to the municipal system. So, this is one of those challenging situations that the town has been trying to solve for some time. It's not an easy thing because it's a relatively small amount of sewer volume. So it makes a great deal of sense to work with the town and show support that by having this sewer volume go into the municipal system and get treated by the plant down at Huguenot Street, that would be a more environmental solution than trying to patch together what has been going on up on North Ohioville. So this is a resolution that just is saying we're cool with taking that additional capacity to finally address this challenge.
Thank you for accepting my tiny tweet.
Definitely. Any other questions? I move we accept the resolution.
Second.
All in favor? And then we are also applying to the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation for an engineering and planning grant. We recently met and brainstormed with our sewer plant operator, H2O, as well as our village engineers, Bernier and Larios, and our DPW team. And we're trying to look at long-term capital planning options for the sewer plant. Could we make adjustments to the technology in terms of how sewage is treated? And then we're trying to do that through the lens of making sure that the facilities down there are protected from floodwaters. We have had instances where too much water has gotten into the plant. We've made some adjustments over time where we have a better system of pumps to get water out of there so the plant does not go offline. But just last week we saw incredibly scary storms, which was scarier than probably many people anticipated. So the more we can do to be as resilient as possible while rain and snow events become more severe, the better. So we're seeking engineering and planning grant money to figure out what would be best to do to harden and protect that sewer plant. And Autumn Seguin, our project manager, we had some fun and some success when we asked for community input for the basketball and pickleball court grant. And we actually are happy to share that we received that award from Ulster County for $100,000 towards an approximately $250,000 project. That probably won't break ground until early next year. But we're going to do the same thing with this grant app. We put together a quick little online thing that we can share on social media and ask community members to chime in with comments or say that they support our application. Because in addition to including letters of support from elected officials or important stakeholders, just regular community folk and several names, I think definitely creates a nice tailwind for grant apps. So Autumn, thanks for putting that together. And that survey is ready to go live. So we can all share that. So I don't think we actually need to take, you already did the survey. I don't think we need to take an action. This is mostly just an announcement.
And try to get more people to sign.
Definitely try to get more people to sign. And because at our previous meeting, we already resolved as a board to submit this app. Okay. And the next item is the local law amending the parking spaces. So we closed that public hearing. I move that we adopt the law. All in favor?
Aye.
And no updates on Schedule A and Schedule B. That continues to be a work in progress. And next item, I move that we adopt the bills and claims resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
And planning board liaison update. Do we want to share anything?
Sure. Planning board met Tuesday. Yeah, last Tuesday. Couple couple of things were discussed. The deck was approved. The demolition of 46 Center Street is still being discussed. It's going to be replaced by a similar structure that house, I think is a two-family home. And then there was a long discussion about the proposed hotel restaurant on Main Street. Quite a few people brought to the attention of the planning board that they're concerned about hours for the roof deck, about light spillage into their backyards, into their homes. And of course, the ever present, where is everybody going to park? So those concerns were brought up and discussed quite thoroughly. HBC met on Monday. And I should say Design Review Board and HBC met on Monday. The bulk of the conversation was related to a request by the planning board for HBC to weigh in on what they thought about the proposed construction of two structures at 5 Prospect Street and 7 Prospect Street. 5 Prospect Street is an old carriage house, and there's concern that that we're losing some of our heritage and that it should be preserved. And 7 Prospect Street has a barn that the applicant wants to demolish and build housing there. The barn was not discussed as fully as the carriage house, but there's concern that we're also losing our history when it comes to structures like a barn. In some communities, barns are protected like almost any other
But
structure.
well, I think what's important to note is that neither of those properties are under the purview of
That's
this design review
That's
board.
correct. Which is
Right.
why
So I, you know, but what we do is we encourage applicants to go to the design review board so that they can make their project better.
Right.
So I think it'd be really helpful if they focused on that as opposed to telling them that maybe they shouldn't do their project.
I don't think that's their intent to do that. It's an advisory statement to the planning board. So they're
Did they mention any of the significance? This is just my curiosity getting me about the carriage house.
Their property was once a very
Like it was that,
elaborate.
Burnt down in 1989, yeah.
Yeah.
And was replaced by the structure now, and there's concern that about what is going to replace the carriage house and what's going to replace the barn. But that's essentially what it was.
okay.
Again, you know, this is a plan under the purview of the planning board, this discussion about.
Yeah, I think if the design review board is interested in helping, they should help make what will be constructed there.
And that was part of their suggestion is let's sit down with the planning board, HPC and the applicant. And let's see what ideas we have and how we can further this along.
Yeah,
It was
they're supposed to be supportive. That's, I hope was the focus of the conversation. Make it better, not to try to poo-poo an applicant.
I didn't get that from.
Okay.
So, and tonight was Mr. County Planning Board and sorry here.
It was just a one-time thing that they did on Wednesday, right?
Really happy.
That's what I thought. It
Yeah.
otherwise, like it's just a few years I've been, yeah.
Great. I guess I'm the official liaison for ZBA, right? I don't have an updated report. I think I, for a minute, knew what was going on there, but I've since forgot. That's all we have for
I
this
will
evening.
add, I believe the officer that is leaving the town police is, I believe, Scott Butler. I could be wrong, but I believe that's who it is. I texted the chief. I haven't heard back from him. And I have not heard back from my friend. We went breezing through everything. So if everybody else is okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
good.
just want to talk about that. I feel like we kind of were dismissive to Melanie. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Because she clearly is of Indian descent and has dedicated her life to this. And I mean, if you read what she presented, it was really beautiful.
I did.
And I feel a little yucky inside. I just felt like
I didn't feel I was dismissive. I was just looking for another voice.
Okay, I understand that, but it just, I don't know, that due diligence should have been done. It just felt, I don't know,
Right,
for me,
I
it
did-
just
I
felt dismissive of her experience and
I
the
did
beauty that she
try.
wanted to share with us. And it's such a beautiful event for the community. And I loved the way she explained the why and to
Mhm.
also capture that heat that happens in India in March. And, you know, obviously that is certainly going to be happening in August. So I just felt I needed to say that personally.
I did do my due diligence and I reached out to a few other people and I did not hear back from them. I did read everything she wrote and I thought it was beautiful as well. I just wanted to try one last time to get one more person.
She has her hand up.
Hi there. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm grateful that you brought up concern. I very much appreciate it. I actually was on the phone just now, and I'm happy to give you guys the number. I was just calling a few Hindu centers in the New York area. One of them is the Indian Cultural Society in New York City. And the head guy named Pandit Ajay, I just talked to him. He had the same opinion I did, which is a lot of the Indian festivals that we celebrate have like a spiritual meaning behind it. So it's a universal thing that can be celebrated all times of the year and it doesn't offend us. It's more, obviously there is a special day that it's celebrated, but it doesn't change the meaning of it by doing it at the other times of the year. So he was in the same opinion I am. There are billions of South Asians in India and in the diaspora. So I know there's a lot of maybe opinions, but I'm happy to share some numbers if people want to call and also talk to others who are.
That you did that, and what I had said previously was that I was happy to go with it.
Okay. No, I just wanted to share that just so we get more information and clarity because that's important.
You went above and beyond, thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
I move that we approve the festival.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I hope it happens next year so I can be there.
Yeah, I hope you can do that too.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry for that, I really didn't mean to be disrespectful to you, I'm just trying to, make
No.
sure.
It's your job. I understand. Thank you.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So I don't know if this is relevant